feet, and it's the second one on Instagram. Today I've got Clara Talebi, and we're going to be talking about dancers and body image. So Clara actually chose this topic for herself. So why did you choose it?
So I was in between 3 different topics, and I chose to go through body image one because I feel like that is something that is very present with every dancer's life.
Yeah.
It's something that we see so often and we feel so often. So I feel like it would be interesting to dive deep into it.
Yes, agreed.
Yes.
I feel like it's definitely like a more like sensitive topic.
Yes.
But I also feel like it is one that I didn't want to avoid, and I did want to like speak about it at some point. And I was like, if I was speaking with it like to anyone, I was like, you are a good person to do that with. I feel like you are always like really positive, but also like realistic and honest. So I was like, I was like, if I'm gonna face this topic, which I am, I was like, it needs to be with the Clara Talebis of the world, you know.
Yes. I feel like it's important not to avoid the difficult topics because they are part of our lives as a dancer, and I feel like avoiding them, it's not a good option. It's not a good idea, definitely. So it's good to speak about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Where should we start?
This is a very difficult one. There's a lot of layers to it.
Yeah.
How do you feel? This is a question that we can both answer. How do you feel like this affects us as dancers on a daily basis? This whole body image idea.
I think as dancers we spend so much time in front of mirrors and in the eyes of other people, and there's so much comparison in terms of ability and how we look like in our dance work, but also how we physically look. And I think like it affects us daily because of our like of how our routine is. I mean, we're looking at ourselves constantly, but we're also looking at other people and comparing constantly. And then like there's also the thing of, since we are obviously athletes, there's also the thing of trying to look physically fit and physically like, do you know like the term optimum weight? Yeah, it's like I feel like everyone's always trying to be their optimum weight or their optimum self, but I think what we don't always discuss is that is so different for everyone.
Yeah.
And it's not just based on the sport you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like this is really hard to talk about and to approach with people that don't do dance, because it's hard to explain the concept of looking at yourself in a mirror 5 days a week, like 9 till 5.
Yeah.
It's something that is very strange if you didn't grow up doing it.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's also a reason as to why people don't speak about it enough, because it's a very strange concept.
Yeah.
That obviously for us feels really normal because that's that's basically what we grew up doing.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to deal with it, and I feel like this whole weight situation as well plays a really big part on it, because you're constantly looking at yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like we do contemporary dance. I feel like there's a lot more relaxed than musical theatre, in my opinion. Yeah. But when you do musical theatre and you're doing, jazz and ballet and tap and all of that, there's so much pressure from other people, and comparison is a really big part of it as well.
Yes.
This idea of, oh, but she looks so much better than I do. And it's, how do you deal with all of that? I feel like it's very difficult.
Yeah. I mean, like, coming back to the term, like, optimum weight, like, I even remember when I was in school, I did GCSE PE, and we were talking about, like, optimum weight, and, like, these were examples. Like, one example we got was, if you are a rugby player, then you are expected to be, like, a higher optimum weight in body fat and muscle. And then the teacher turns to me and they went, and if you are a ballerina, then you're expected to have low body fat and low muscle. And the low muscle part in particular, but just the general idea like that was said to me, like, I cannot agree less. Like your muscle is going to support your movement.
Yes.
I'm not saying we should all have to come in looking like Hulk, But no, you should not be being told, oh, since you do ballet, you need to have low muscle because that's your optimum weight. That's not true. Because the muscle is going to give you strength, it's going to support your movements. It's important for, like, reducing injury risk.
And keeping you healthy as well.
Yes.
Like, our instrument is our body.
Yeah.
This is literally everything that we need. And I feel like sometimes people overlook that as well and underestimate the power that our body has over us. I feel like that is a really good example. And I feel like there's also this idea that to be a dancer or to be primarily a ballerina, you need to be really skinny and you need to look a certain way, which that is not true at all. It's the same idea of like, oh, if you're a dancer, you need to be flexible. That is also not true. There's many ways of being a dancer. There's many ways of looking. There's no specific look for a dancer.
No.
And I feel like that also plays a big part on the whole body image idea, because we have, there's like this very set stereotype of what we think we should look like.
Yes.
Where it's not true. Like, it's physically impossible for me to be the same as you, for example.
Yes.
We have very different bodies. I have
exactly.
Let's say very bony hips, and there's differences.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is also a really, really big part of it. It's like coming to terms with that, with the fact that we can't look all the same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so much pressure put on by like the industry we're in, ourselves, and so on, saying like you have to look a certain way. Or also in dance, the term like being told this is physically fit and this isn't. Like, this is what an athlete looks like, this is not. And it's like that's not exactly true. Like, it's not a case of the skinnier you are, the more athletic you are, and the better dancer. Like, that's not true. Because actually, if you're super skinny, you're probably going to actually lose your muscle. Then you lose your strength, your power. You have no movement. Yeah.
And I feel like it's very difficult to deconstruct the idea. But I feel like we're working towards it. I think in the past it was a lot harder to come to terms with all of that, but I feel like as we evolve as a society, we get better.
Yes.
That's what I firmly believe. I feel like it is happening. I feel like I hear people speaking about it a lot more than they used to.
Agreed.
Or, trying to break these stereotypes, but it's still a thing, unfortunately. And I feel like it's still something that is on the back of our minds. Because it's hard not to when all you do is stare at yourself in the mirror at all times. Like, it's difficult not to doubt yourself.
Yes.
And it's difficult not to have those, like, little impulsive ideas.
Yes.
Because that's what we do.
I think another thing is photography and videography.
Oh my god.
Because we record material a lot to, like, memorise it. And also for, like, portfolios and stuff, we take a lot of different dance shots and photos, and in these photos I feel like you're looking at your figure and being like, do I look dancer enough, do I look toned enough, do I look this enough? And even in videos, like, you will just have this video for the sake of watching the choreo, but you never do just watch the choreo. You look at yourself and go, oh, I don't look good in that.
Yeah. And then you zoom in.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's terrible.
Yes. Exactly.
I also think social media is a big thing because people don't realise, but social media for dancers is very important.
Yeah.
Like, being active on social media makes a total difference when you're in this industry, because these days, that's the best way of finding new people, unfortunately, right now, is through social media. Unfortunately, there's good and bad sides of it. And I feel, you're scrolling through social media and you see all these different types of people that have different types of bodies that, you might feel like they look better than you and stuff. And I feel like that also plays a big part in it. Yes. Because you spend the whole day looking at yourself in the mirror and then you get home and you're like, okay, what am I going to post on social media? You open social media and it's like, oh my god. Like,
yes.
I'm being reminded of all of those things that I've just gone through in class when I get home. So I feel like it's something that follows you around.
It is. Definitely.
When you have... Yeah, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I find it important to have two different accounts. One for dance and one for personal stuff. Because then I have two different things. So if I want to disconnect from dance, I disconnect from dance,
Yeah.
I feel like for me that is really important, to be able to, like, separate.
That is something I really struggle with. I am working on it, as we know.
Well, you don't necessarily have to do it. If you feel like it doesn't affect you, then that's fine, but it definitely affects me.
I think
that's why I did it.
I don't know, I think for me, like, I spend so much of my time dancing, it becomes so hard to separate.
It's part of your life.
Yeah. And it's like, I am constantly working towards separating them. But oh my gosh, it is hard.
It is difficult.
It's so hard.
It's a big transition.
And I think it does, once again, like, it does make you still analyse your body in a different way though.
Yeah.
Because, like, you never, like, come out your dancer mindset, meaning you don't come out that mindset of, this is what I look like, what can I do to look better?
Mm-hmm.
And I also think your body will adapt how it needs to adapt to what you do. So, like as long as you are, like, fueling yourself enough and looking after yourself correctly. But I mean, like, for example, if your body is saying you're hungry, eat.
Yeah.
Like,
you need to eat. Yeah.
And it's like, if you look at one person and they have less muscle than you, or you have more muscle than them, it doesn't mean that person is doing something wrong or you're doing anything wrong. It just means you're both on the same, like, career path, you're both doing similar activity, but your body is doing what it needs for itself. Like, I don't know, maybe I eat 20 grams of protein, it goes straight to my biceps. Maybe you eat 20 grams of protein, it goes straight to your quads. It will just be whatever, like, that person's body needs to do to, like, support its own activity. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, this makes sense.
It made sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely it makes sense. Yeah. And I think it's also hard to understand that.
Yeah.
Because we're all working towards the same goal, which is being a better dancer and learning and improving. But I think it's having to, like, remind yourself that your body is an instrument and having to understand what your body needs.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's making this connection between me and you. So, like, what you need is not what I need.
Yeah.
What you eat is not what I eat. I mean, I tend to be vegetarian most of the time. So our diets are different.
Yes.
Even though I still need to get all of my nutrients, I find all the ways of doing it, but what we eat is different.
Yeah.
And the quantity that we eat are different.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's coming to terms with that. Especially as a uni student, I think. Because, you know, you move out for the first time, and then you have to learn how to do it for yourself because you don't have anyone to do it for you now. So I think that is also a big part. I think money in universe is a big part of it.
And cooking ability.
And cooking ability is a big part of it. But I feel like cooking ability is something that you can pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're picking up. We're picking up.
Yeah.
Like, we're all picking up. We're learning from each other.
I'm definitely better than I started.
You are. She is. She really is. Which is really good. See, you pick up. I think, but I feel like it's also, like, finding time to cook, finding time to do it, because our schedules, I know people that go to university and in 2-3 times a week. Yeah. We're in every single day, and we're in 9 till 5. Yes. So it's also, when will I be free to cook? When will I be free and not really exhausted and have the time to make food? That is also a really big thing. Yeah. And it takes, and it's the kind of thing that you just learn when you start doing it. Yeah. Unfortunately, you just have to, like, go through it. Yeah. And learn.
Yeah, I think time's a really big one. Like, I really struggle getting, like, time to cook food and meals. So a lot of time it's just, like, whatever's easy and quick. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, easy and quick can still be good. Yeah. And I think, you know, you come back home at, like, 5:30 and you're, like, just exhausted.
Yeah, you don't have the energy to cook. Like
I just gave up all of my energy in the class. Like, I don't have the energy to do anything else when I get home. So I think it's also adapting to that, to the idea of, like, well, I have to do it. Yeah. You know, and, like, finding ways of doing it. Some people, I know quite a lot of people that use Sunday as their cooking day, and then they'll cook all of their meals for the week. Yeah. But then it's also, like, do I have space on my freezer to do that? Or, like, and there's so many things that play into it, and for us as athletes and dancers, food is a massive deal.
Yes.
it's something that has to be thought of.
Yes.
Unfortunately. Like, you can't just live off of snacks and stuff. Yeah. You have to think of what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, how much.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of information.
And also, like, on certain days, maybe, like, you're like, oh, I've really lacked energy this week. It's not just, oh, well, I'll just eat what I want. Sometimes it's like, for example, if I, like, have, like, for example, I'm really sore. Like, if I'm, like, I've got a lot of muscle pain, the first thing I'm thinking is, okay, I need to up my protein. If I'm really low energy, I'm thinking, right, okay, I need to maybe have a look at my carbs, how much carbs am I having?
Yeah.
Like, so it's not like you can necessarily just, like, gravitate towards your favourite kind of, like, individual food all the time. Because if I could, I would just live off cheese. I love cheese. Like, I love it.
That's true.
Like, breakfast, lunch, dinner would be cheese. But I can't, because I go, I need protein, I need carbs, I need vitamins and minerals and stuff. So it's like, it's also like thinking it all through and then putting it all together. Like, it's so hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And I think there's so many people that come from doing different colleges, different sixth forms. Like, I wasn't used to dancing 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I have done it before, but for the past 2 years, I was only doing it 3 days a week. And it's only 2 days added, but it's a very big change. So it's also adapting to that, because I was used to having this, like, specific meals Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which was when I was dancing, and then Thursday, Friday, whatever, right? But then now it's, like, also thinking, oh, it's 5 days now, so I have to think ahead of time. And it's really hard. I mean, we learn about that in uni, which is really good. It's really good that we have, you know, nutrition as part of our course.
Yeah.
It's really, 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 really helpful. But it's still, it's always personal, you know. They're going to teach you what you need, but you need to be able to know what you need and what you can do. Yeah. As well. So
something I was saying, I can't remember what it was.
Jasmine.
Ruining
about
it.
Food? About cheese?
About cheese.
Also, one thing that we do, I think this is good mentioning. I think finding the motivation to go food shopping is a pain in the ass as well.
Yes!
So what we do is we go in a group. So every Thursday, there's 4 of us. Sometimes it's only 2. Sometimes it's only 3. But we aim to go every Thursday. And I feel like going as a group is really helpful.
Yes.
And then, you know, you go through the sections together and then you see what other people are buying. And it also reminds you of what you need.
Yes.
I think that is a really good idea of, like, doing it with people.
Absolutely.
For motivation and for also, like, reminders.
Yes. I think what I was going to say was, when, like, I was at college and at Northern and everything, I was actually doing about the same amount of hours as I am now, if not more, probably. But the issue was I wasn't fueling myself properly. And I remember, especially in my first year, I lost a lot of weight between year 11 and my first year of college. Like, I'd dropped a lot in weight and a lot of my muscles started to go too. I started nearly passing out. I remember we did this, like, whole massive show kind of thing called Amplify. Amazing production they put on. And I was not even making it through my rehearsals. Like, I kept having to leave, nearly passing out. I had an injury, 2-year-long knee injury, which was caused by overtraining and under-eating. And it was all because I didn't notice that it was happening. Like, I didn't notice that my food was the reason for my super low energy, and I didn't realise I wasn't eating enough. I didn't realise I wasn't giving myself time to eat. Yeah. Like, it just, I don't know, it just happened, but it's like, it made having to, like, recover from that so much harder, because then when I was told, like, you need to be eating more by, like, my physio and everything, it meant I was having to eat to the point I felt sick. Like, I had to eat until I felt like I was going to throw up, because that was, like, how much my body actually should have been having, and more. Yeah. But my just body wasn't used to that. Yeah.
Readapting is really difficult.
I think, like, since coming here, I've done a lot better, like, fueling myself. Because obviously I've had to. Like, otherwise my injury would have a relapse and it'd all be chaos. I mean, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But yeah, like, especially back then, like, I don't think I fully knew the damage that under eating and everything could actually do to your body until it really threw me in the deep end, and I had to stop dancing at times, and because I couldn't.
Yeah, I feel like it's easy to like blame it on other things or think it's other things, because we don't realize how much food plays a part in what we do.
Yeah.
Because it's something that is, you know, it's, you have to eat whatever you eat, but it's not something that you fully understand once you go through situations like that.
Yes.
Because it's really like, it's really specific and it plays a really big part in it, but it's, you know, it's hard to understand. And it's also something like situations like this is really important to talk about, because it happens so often to everyone. Like you're always going to see people going through this.
Yeah.
Because it is difficult. It is a very difficult career that we chose.
It's
a very difficult industry. And it's just, you know, it happens. It really happens. And I think talking about it and then informing yourself, informing others is important, because, you know, it can lead to very like disastrous things, and it can ruin your career. And it's something that is so simple, you know, eating is something that sounds so simple, but it can, if you don't do it correctly, it can just completely
and
destroy
also,
you.
There's also so many situations where someone can say stuff to someone else, to you, so on and so forth, and it can really just it can take one person to say one thing, and it can make someone decide to skip 3 meals, 10 meals. It's so damaging. I mean, like, one time I remember I was like, while I was like really ill in college and stuff, I remember being like pulled to the side, and I had a teacher say to me, "You need to eat more carbs." They just straight up said, "You need to eat more carbs. That's the problem. Like, if you're eating chocolate and stuff, stop doing that. Just eat more carbs. You're too skinny," and all this. And I was already ill, like, from under eating, and then I'm being told, "You need to eat more carbs. You're ridiculous skinny." It's like, that just made me like, oh my god, am I that bad? Is something wrong with me? Like, no. And it was one of those things. But then it's quite ironic, because like in like around the same time in the same place, we had like these physical workouts every morning, and there'd be times when like we'd have teachers come in and say to us like, you're all unfit, and it would just be like, 1 second it's eat more carbs, then it's I'm unfit, and then it's eat more, and then it's like, but I'm unfit if I do, like, and it would really mess with my head. Yeah. Because I'd be like, what? I'd be like, what?
Unclear what to do.
Yeah. But then I was kind of like, why am I actually listening to this anyway? Because the only thing I should be listening to is the medical advice, which was to eat more, not from a teacher saying you need to eat more carbs because you look skinny. It should have been, I need to eat more in general of all my nutrients, because I was malnourished, wasn't eating enough, and my body was shutting down because of it.
But I think teachers are also a really big part of it.
Yeah.
Because a good teacher can genuinely change your life, but so can a bad teacher. And in this industry, like, especially growing up, especially as a kid, it's really easy to find yourself in those situations of being misled by a teacher and hearing those horrible comments, because you're looking at your body in the mirror, but so is a teacher. So not only you have this own opinions about yourself, but there's also someone else making it very obvious in front of everyone else. So that is also something that is really big, unfortunately, in this industry. Is you know, hearing all of those things from someone else is really hurtful. And I think there's ways of approaching this talk. There's ways of doing it, and I feel like people are getting a lot better at it now, like these days, I would say. But it's something that growing up, like
I also think, like, for me, there was always a fear of like, if I knew someone else who had stuff like said to them. So like, for example, I had a few friends who had like body shaming comments made towards them, And if I knew that had happened, then it would make me scared, thinking, is that gonna, like, firstly, it's scary enough it's happening to them, but secondly, is that gonna happen to me?
It's kind of,
like,
you almost think, like, when is it gonna happen?
Yeah.
Like, you already know it's coming.
Yeah, because you go, if they're happy saying that to someone else in that class, they are also going to be happy making comments like that to you.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing protecting you. So it's like, for example, when I've had friends who have been like, sort of like, oh, you're like fat or something, it's then made me, firstly, like, I'm there feeling terrible for them and like, oh my God. But secondly, then thinking, that could be me next. That could be someone else next. That could be them again next. You don't know. You don't know.
Yeah. And I feel like we always tend to think negatively about ourselves. So I feel like if that happens, it's almost as like they said that to them and they look so good, what are they going to say about me?
Yeah.
Like, there's always something that is like,
yeah.
you know, I think we always tend to think so negatively about ourselves that we kind of see it coming, and we also think like, oh, it's going to be worse.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas it shouldn't be happening at all, first of all.
Yeah.
It should not happen. But unfortunately it does. It did happen a lot to all of us. It's hard to escape these situations, especially when you're growing up.
Yes.
And you don't know how to deal with it. And I think you only realise how bad it is once you're grown up, like now.
Yeah.
You know, now we can look back and think
how damaging that was.
What the
hell? Yeah.
It's crazy, it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, something that I've heard about like recently, which this was one that I heard and was just like, you know, like, this should not be happening, is like, I'm trying to think how's best to like put it, but certain like students have had like certain meetings with certain like tutors, and what has been said in these is, I've been told by these students that there's been comments made such as, you have a perfect body for a dancer, and also comments made like, you have a very tiny body, in one-to-one meetings. And and this is something like that I was told, that I was told like, I don't know, like over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, to sit there as a teacher and the like, you are being told to give these students feedback on their dance, and what you say is, you have a perfect body, you have a tiny body, you have this body. What?
Yeah, that is
what?
That is a good example of crossing the line.
Yes.
As a teacher, and as someone who takes the lead in classes. Yeah, that is.
And like, something else that I heard was one of the corrections that followed, like being told you have the perfect body, was you need to work on your strength. So my question there.
So you don't have the perfect body.
My question there was, like, yes, as a general human, your figure, beautiful, lovely. However, your body, like, should be able to support what you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
If it has came up that you physically are not able to generate the strength to keep going in class, to keep doing these moves, how can someone who is an instructor,
Yeah.
Thank you, and a teacher say, oh yeah, that's the perfect body, the body that doesn't support any of your movement?
That is very contradictory.
And as I say, like, I know this person, their figure, stunning. I personally think they are very strong. Like, from what I've seen, they are a very strong dancer. But this isn't my feedback. So for that teacher to say that worried me, because I was thinking, you shouldn't be saying that. And also, there is, I don't know how to put it, like, it doesn't add up,
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think it also comes back to one of the first things we said is like, your journey is your journey, and you know, what your body needs, not what my body needs, and all that conversation. So it's like, the way you look, it doesn't really play a part on this.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't play a part.
Exactly.
You can be a dancer. It doesn't matter what you look like. Like genuinely, it does not matter.
Exactly.
It goes far beyond that. It's not. That's not the point. That's not a thing. And you know, see, this is a perfect example that things like this happen all the time, even when we don't know it's still happening.
Yeah.
So I think that's why talking about it is important.
Yeah.
And putting awareness on it.
And like something that I said to like my friends after they told me that this was said is like, I was like, are you okay? Like, are you doing okay for that? And they were like, yeah, I'm fine. That was such a massive compliment. And I'm like, well, I'm glad like you're happy and well and you took that well. But I also do not think that is something that should be said in any situation.
Yeah.
Because as well, people do hear about it, as I have, and then what stops people from going, I don't look like that person.
Oh, I'm so different.
Yeah.
You know,
Because that teacher's said, that person's perfect. So then everyone else is looking at that person like, well, I'm not that person.
And then it implies that there is a perfect type of body when there isn't.
Yes, and it puts pressure on that person to maintain this perfection.
As well,
Because as soon as that person starts strength training, their body is going to change.
Yeah. Well, growing up, your body changes anyway.
Exactly.
We're all really young,
exactly.
we are going to change.
Exactly.
So.
And their feedback was, you need to be stronger. So they gain strength, their body changes, and then it's, oh my god, I don't look the same.
Therefore, I'm not perfect.
Therefore, they're not perfect anymore.
And then, it's a really big, thing.
It should never have been said in the first place.
Yeah.
It should never have been said.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy. Oh my god. See, welcome to the industry.
Welcome.
Yeah. I think, it's a lot that we have to deal with, and I think it's a lot that we have to remind ourselves. And, you know, having people to get support from is really important in times like this and moments like this, you know. I think we're very lucky to have these people that we can talk about these things and have constructive and actual important feedback.
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
You know,
yeah. Because one thing I have been very grateful for in my training is both at Northern and at Laban is I have actually had nutrition classes.
Yes,
and they have not been like, oh, well, you need to eat this and you need to eat that. It's been very factual. It's been, for example, so if your energy levels are dropping, then you might need to be looking at your carbs. Maybe you need more complex carbs to help you go for this duration. And it's been like that both here and at Northern. And the facts from both places have really lined up.
Yeah.
And it's made such a difference in terms of making me realise how much and what we need to fuel ourselves.
Because it's not like a plan. It's not like this is what you need, this is what you need to do. It sounds more like an advice.
Yes.
Like looking from a scientific point of view, from studies, this is what you usually would go for, you know, but it's never like this is what you need, this is what everyone needs, because it's different.
It is different.
So I think these classes are very important because you become aware of what you need, and then it's also a chance for you to try out new things.
Yes.
And, you know, understand what you need. And it's very helpful. I think it's something that nutrition should be a part of any dance course.
I agree.
In musical theatre and anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think it should always be in the way it is here, where it's it is facts and it's not I don't know, it's not trying to put a certain food to a certain person.
Yeah, it's never shameful or
no.
It's very open. It's very nice. And I feel like everyone feels comfortable enough to also share their diet and give out ideas and give out advice and ask questions. Because at the end of the day, we're all learning how to be an adult and how to eat properly and how to do all of that. So I feel like having that supportive environment to be able to ask questions and hear from other people is really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Should we wrap it up?
I was going to say, I have just
We
seen
ran
the
over.
time and we've ran over like crazy. You have places to be, girl.
That's okay.
So thank you so much everyone for joining for our third offbeat, our second one on Instagram. This is Miss Clara Talebi and we've been discussing dancers and body image. Thank you so much everyone.
Thank you guys.
Bye.